So it's been it's been life-changing. I know that sounds dramatic, but it has been life-changing. So I'm really glad that I've done this course.
Part of my journey was supporting staff in terms of their conflict resolution, in terms of grievances and complaints. And I could see where small pebbles soon became massive swirls of issues. And sometimes it was something as simple as a lack of cultural awareness. And so when the opportunity came for some funding from our Imperial charity, taken from NHS Charities Together, to fund some cultural intelligence, I did some sourcing, I scoped some organisations, and then I came up with, or I found, Jennifer and the Above Difference team.
We've been really thrilled to engage with the Trust, Imperial Trust, on this programme. Joselyn approached me sometime at the end of last year and was really clear about what she wanted for the network and really the diverse range of people that she wanted us to engage with, and thinking about a programme that was going to bring all of those people together and was going to challenge some of those very important issues that she had noticed around culture, around engagement. So we designed a very unique programme for Imperial College Healthcare, and that was very much around working with the race equality ambassadors and members of the network. Now, this has been a unique program. It's been a journey. Like all of our programs, we're never about a single intervention or just a training course. This has been a journey of getting to know the participants, of introducing them to our core model which looks at cultural intelligence, inclusive leadership, change management, and value-driven leadership, and really getting them to think about how this applies to the way they lead and the way that they engage.
I think I've always had the impression that, cultural sensitivity and awareness is sort of enough, but I've realized that cultural intelligence is so much more than that, and that's what this training really brought for me, and it's really equipped me and empowered me to support our international nurses. We're getting a lot of nurses from all over the world to come and work in the NHS, and I have a crucial role in supporting them as one, a race equality ambassador for the Trust, and number two, as a clinical practice educator. I welcome them into the ICU and I sort of help them adapt and eventually, be a full-fledged nurse working with us in our ICUs.
I'm a race equality ambassador for the Trust, for the Imperial Trust, and I work within the pathology department. And one of the things it's done is help me manage where colleagues have approached me regarding race equality issues, because I'm fully aware, or more aware, of cultural differences, which I know plays a huge part in race equality issues, and that has been really beautiful.
So the trainings really helped me recontextualize some of my relationships. Before, when I thought that I was doing something wrong, or perhaps that we weren't doing something the right way, I've now understood that it's just a different way that we approach the problem, and it's really improved some of my working relationships.
We employ a range of cultural intelligence assessments in the work we do with our clients. And this was one of the first times that we'd actually used the T1 and T2 CQ Pro assessment, which means that we did an assessment at the beginning of the program before people really engaged with us, and one 6 months later. And I have to say the results have been pretty astounding. I mean, we've seen things like their CQ knowledge rise 15, 16 points above the worldwide average, when prior to the program they were about a point or two below the worldwide average. So these are real tangible elements of showing how the participants have moved, have traveled, have learned, have developed in the time in which they've been engaged with the program.
I'm extremely proud. I'm really proud. I'm proud because we are dealing, first of all, one of the things that I wanted to do, I really wanted to provide the opportunity for different levels of staff. So we have staff members who are band 5s and we have up to consultant level. And so because I wanted that influence to be as wide reaching as possible. And the T2 results were absolutely encouraging and really phenomenal.
I work in critical care, and it's very diverse. We've got about 600 nurses and healthcare support workers. And so everybody's got different belief systems, everybody's got different ways of working and different ways of being. So never before has it been this important to really up my game where cultural intelligence is concerned.
I guess for me, I work in recruitment, and it's really made me think about the way I interact with my colleagues and also candidates as well. I think it's helped me to understand that people from different backgrounds may react differently to when you're asking them different questions. And then also it's just made me be more patient with people as well.
You could see the changes in your interactions with others. My mindset completely changed. There were things that I really hadn't thought about before that it brought to light that made me change my behaviours. And not just my behaviours, I saw the change in others' behaviours. And for me, I felt that that was the most impactful. And the fact that it made me look at people, situations and the organisation in terms of culture, which I'd never ever done before.
We ended up just having a frank conversation about it because both of them were aware that in their culture, the older person should have more authority, yet in the workplace, that wasn't the case and it was just causing a lot of friction. And I think sort of having the confidence from this course, we were able to just sort of say, that is, that is the sort of culture, but in the business or in the workplace, that doesn't work. And then, it sort of was resolved quite amicably and there wasn't an issue since then. So for me, that was a really good example of actually putting it into practice.
I guess the one that immediately springs to mind from my point of view and in my role is how much an understanding of the cultural intelligence has impacted my recruitment strategies. So just knowing the different values and drivers that reside with different interviewees has meant that we have been, and this is both my department and wider in pathology, we've made changes to the way we approach both the questions we ask, how we respond to the answers, and most of all the expectations we have of the people who are applying for these positions.
The time and the space that you're given to reflect on your own behaviours and to bring about the change that's really necessary. For me, it's been an inward and an outward journey, but I'm actually living it and I'm seeing the changes in my behaviours.
The approach of above difference wasn't race focused, and because it wasn't race focused, it meant all of a sudden I definitely felt more relaxed. And it was actually more in tune with my way of thinking.
Sometimes training can present theories, and many trainings do present very powerful theories, but I think the thing that I experienced most here is the opportunity to deep dive into my understanding of the theories in all the breakout sessions we did during the virtual workshops and today as well. So not only is it about learning the theory, but also seeing it reflected back in both your and other people's experiences. So that makes it more embedded in my everyday practice.
We've been put in certain groups and it's helped because everyone's coming from a different area, different background, but some people I've known throughout the trust over many years, and some of their experiences you didn't ever realise, and doing group work has made everything seem a bit more understanding, or you get to have a feel of what people are been experiencing. And all we're trying to do as well is just trying to make things happen for the better.
Personally, for me, it's how I view otherness. So as a black woman, I've been othered. But now, when we're dealing with some of our LGBTQ colleagues, some of our non-binary and trans colleagues, it's provided more of an open-minded view in looking at them as a culture, and as a culture that also need to be included within whatever framework we're working in. So for me, definitely, I think the learning has been further inclusion. I thought I was inclusive before, but the cultural intelligence and leading with CQ has made me even more inclusive than I was before.
So one of the best things about engaging with the participants on this program, particularly in person, has been getting to know the individuals involved. And Joselyn was amazing in choosing a really diverse range of backgrounds, you know, people from different positions across the trust, different professional backgrounds within the trust, and bringing all of that diversity together has just been phenomenal. And I really want to thank Joselyn and Nana and Jerome and all the team who've been involved, not just in engaging us and commissioning us, but really making us feel welcome, really being prepared to actually adapt their approach around the program, the nature, the very specific nature of the program that we wanted to develop and deliver. And I think that's been really phenomenal. We hope that we will get to work with the Trust in future, but we're really confident about how the people, the 40, the 50 people that we've got to work with, how they're going to impact on the Trust and how they're going to impact in their different areas. And we know there are other discussions to come. But in the meantime, what we hope is that they will be leading difference differently and doing difference differently.